Hello. Hello, 1066. You are indeed first. Um, shall we just get into it? So, here, let me show us here. Uh, Mr. Nuvolette here was very talkative, so I put him on the on the map screen. So, anyway, hello, good evening. We are here doing Act 3 and 4 of basically Genshin Chinese New Year, known in-game as the Rite Festival. So this is just a great way for me to share a little bit more of Genshin. I tend to play a lot of the music on the flute for fun. I am a professional flutist, in case anyone who's watching this doesn't know who I am. And yeah, during my practice sessions, which I stream here on YouTube, I like to play a lot of the tunes from Genshin Impact. So it kind of makes sense that if I'm going to stream a game, I'm going to stream Genshin Impact. It just so happens that the Rite features a lot of Chinese New Year elements, and so this is also a great way for me to share my heritage with you guys. You know, just in a way that doesn't involve me having to literally like vlog my family, which feels incredibly personal to me, and it feels weird to air that publicly. So there are just some things that I want to keep sacred to myself, but I am very happy to share stories with you guys, and as we come across things in the story here, I can share with you guys things that I relate to and stuff like that. So this is just a great way to get to know me. With all that said and done, hello and welcome to Lippity as well. Lippity and 1066 here in the chat. And also I do see that there are some other lurkers in the chat as well. You can keep lurking. I just want to acknowledge your wonderful presence and say I love you and thank you so much for being here. Your presence is greatly appreciated. You don't have to say anything. I know that if you are a true lurker, you don't want to say anything in the chat, and you don't have to. There's no pressure from me. I just want you to know that I see you and I appreciate you. I like that you think of my streams of this as the extended edition. You basically get the extended edition of Joanna. Like, I find that this game really helps me share parts of my life that I want to share with you guys, but I normally would not be able to do so unless I'm vlogging. And I don't actually feel the most comfortable vlogging these days. So, hi, love. Are you one of the lurkers? I love you. Arguably, I love you the most. Everyone, please welcome my husband, Jonathan So, here in the chat. He is the wonderful man that this guy on screen reminds me of. That's right. Anyway, let's head on over to, back to Liye. Liye, here we come. Yes, hubby trouble. He's like, no, hubby's not in trouble. Come on. All right. I love you, love. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's see. We have to wait 2 days later. Okay, we will do that. Let's go. We have to wait until the day after tomorrow to 8 a.m. You know, I might not be an early bird in real life, but apparently we are early birds in Genshin. I'm sleeping on the couch! I mean, the couch is pretty comfortable. We have a very comfortable couch. Love, you know that you can't survive without me. You know it. You know it. I've spoiled you far too much.
Time to carry out the plan.
All right.
Let's go find Gaming. Hope everything goes well.
Let's go. Let's go meet Gaming. Where are you, Gaming? Oh, he's on the other side of town. Can I warp over here? No. Okay, I guess we're walking. Let's walk. The couch is usually the cool spot in the summer. Yes. Yes, ours too. Ours too. It is also the cool spot in the winter. Arguably the cold spot in the winter. Okay, let's do this. Hey, coming.
Hi, Gaming! Paimon sees you've certainly gotten an early start this morning. Playing games already, are we? Who won this time? You the one buying dim sum again?
Hey, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I'm always the one losing.
Ah, perfect, you're all here. There's an important commission I need your help with.
All right, I've got the time. Where are the goods?
Well, it's not just goods this time. I need you to escort a tea merchant and their wares from Chaoying Village to Liyue Harbor. A very important client has requested to meet with him.
Okay. I think I know who it is, but we'll see.
Sure. What's this merchant's address?
Well, here.
Uh-oh.
If the client's that important, then this must be a very crucial, very pressing commission, right?
Of course, the sooner you complete it, the better. I would advise you to depart as soon as possible.
Okay, so the merchant must be his dad. The merchant is totally his dad, right?
All right, don't work too hard now, Longjo. We'll set off then.
I love the way he says Chinese names. Oh! Alright, let's go. I'm hardly in Liyue
You're a bit
anymore.
quiet today, Gaming. Oh, do you want Paimon to tell a story?
We're almost there. I'll take a rain check on that.
Oh, he's so nervous. Oh, poor baby. Sorry, I need to just take a second to appreciate this music. It's so gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Hello, you must be the tea merchant heading to Liyue Harbor. We're here to escort you.
It's his dad. Oh!
Dad?
Oh, so you're Gaming's father. It's nice to meet you.
I believe I've seen a few tweets from the voice actor of Gaming's dad. And he, I believe, is like he's also Asian American, I believe. And he has really like this role, I think, really meant a lot to him too. So it's really sweet to see.
Just leave this delivery to him. Trust Paimon, he's got this in the bag. Gaming is super good at what he does. Everyone at the Secure Transport Agency says as much. Even the Ministry of Civil Affairs has nothing but good things to say about him.
Oh, they're talking him up.
Seems like you've made some sort of name for yourself at least.
The goods are all in order?
Yes, they're all here.
Then let's get going.
Wow, Caleb is very good at like wow, that's really good emotional range on like to deliver with the same character voice, but have this emotional range is pretty darn amazing.
A very important client has asked for you by name. You kind of have to come with us.
Oh, they are making them talk it out.
Paimon doesn't know how we would explain ourselves if you just didn't show up. Plus, you'd be missing out on a huge money-making opportunity.
I see. I suppose I will have to trouble you all to escort me, then. Let's go.
All right, let's go. This is our, maybe let's walk into town. Let's not jump down, because that warp point warps us right to the top of the hotel. The inn, that is. Hotel. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Ooh, actually, I hardly ever pick these up. Or these. Okay. Let's go. Wow, we're not even going by the main road. This is kind of what happens when I play open world games. I just run through everything and I do not go by the main road at all. Alright. We walk into town. I forgot how cute the music is here.
We've been walking for so long. Is anyone tired? How about we stop and rest for a bit?
I'm fine.
Gaming, don't you usually have some delicious snacks on you? Come on, bring them out so we can share them.
I'm fine. Thank you.
But the winter melon cake he gave us last time was so delicious. Have you ever tried it before, Mr. Ip?
Paimon.
That is so real.
This place looks nice and open. Why don't you all rest here for a second?
Huh? What about you? You're not going to join us?
I'm not tired. I'll keep watch.
Oh, but...
Just let him go.
Okay, we'll just share amongst ourselves then. Did you know, Uncle Ip, that the flavor of these cakes changes depending on...
Halt! Who goes there?
It appears that one's movements were overly conspicuous.
These two old fossils. Really? Are they really?
Enough of your musings. Focus. Focus on the matter at hand. Present your exquisite ornaments at once.
They are the absolute worst treasure hoarders in existence.
Indeed. Bring them forth readily and without protest.
What do we do?
It seems as if these two are acting alone.
Oh, is he gonna go?
It won't be difficult to subdue them, but they might have something else waiting in store for Dad. The best way to keep him safe is... leave this to me. I'll handle them. Traveler, Paimon, take my dad and the goods away from here.
No, Gaming. It's too dangerous.
Oh.
This is what I do.
A thorny foe indeed. Let us depart and seek a target softer in blows and disposition.
Don't think I'm gonna let you off so easily.
Oh man, he's gonna whack some Adepti.
Away! Let us away!
Coming!
Don't worry, he's a great fighter. Paimon's even seen him take down a dozen or so treasure hoarders all by himself.
But coming,
Yeah, the parent-child interaction this awkward is another thing that crosses cultural boundaries. Indeed. Indeed. Oh, man. Why does Paimon float? That has not actually been explained. We don't actually know what type of entity she is. So, based on the cape that she has, you can see that it's kind of like a galaxy. That type of cape is worn by our twin our twin's companion. So our twin has a companion as well, and he has a cape that is like this as well, and they are from an area called Conria. And Conria was cursed and destroyed by the gods for essentially like I think it's some form of essentially blasphemy. That's essentially what it is. They had some forbidden knowledge, and they also, I think, were trying to some way or some form take down the gods. I don't completely remember the lore. So she's actually a little bit of a suspicious character, but she has been our travel companion this whole time. We fished her out of a lake right at the beginning of the game, and she has amnesia and doesn't actually really know her own past or who she really is. She just knows that her name is Paimon. And coincidentally, Paimon, I believe, is the name of like in kind of just like our own world's like mythology and whatever, is the name of a major devil, I believe. So the Paimon character is actually a little sus in terms of like who she really is. We don't actually know. We don't know if in the end she's actually evil, but the thing is, she has amnesia and has been our friend this whole time and has been by our side this whole time. So yeah, it's unclear if Paimon even knows who she is. I believe she also has amnesia about who she is. So we don't actually know why she floats, and we don't know, like, everyone just kind of like calls her a fairy because she resembles one, but it's purposefully not explained why she is this small, why she has essentially a Conrian cape, and why she floats, why she has amnesia, why did she like randomly fall into the ocean and have to get fished out by us in the beginning of the game. Still, we don't know. I would also like an event where we can float as Paimon. We've been able to float as other creatures, but not as Paimon. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting.
If he had just stayed by my side and learned the family trade, he wouldn't have to put himself in such dangerous situations.
Oh, that's such a dad thing to say.
We just have to trust him. Let's go on ahead. We'd best get away from here, in case there are other bandits in the area waiting in ambush.
All is going to plan.
All right.
Okay, we should be good to stop here. Yongli? Oh no, what is he doing here?
Yes! Okay. Oh, I didn't see this coming. So Zhongli is the retired god of this land. And he works as the consultant for the funeral parlor. You know, because you gotta pick up a job if you quit being a god, right?
Good sir, please, listen to me. Reel in your line and leave this place as quickly as you can. There are bandits in the area.
So cute. Oh my god.
Bandits? Acting in broad daylight?
I freaking love Keith Silverstein's voice. Oh, so good.
Oh. Ah, I see.
Hydro XE7, hello and welcome to the stream. Oh man, this is great. This is great.
It appears many people are catching a chill as of late. If your throat is bothering you, Paimon, perhaps some tea and rest are in order.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Nope, no need. Paimon's fine. She just, had some cake stuck in her throat.
He must have figured it out. He must have figured it all out by now. Is he just playing dumb on purpose?
If there are indeed bandits in the area, then we should inform the Millilith at once.
The guard that was escorting us is already on their tail.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, such matters are best left to those with the necessary expertise. Wouldn't you agree?
I suppose you're right. If ordinary people like us got involved, we would only cause more trouble.
I mean, yeah, ordinary.
Since we find ourselves otherwise unoccupied in this beautiful area, why don't we find a quiet place to relax while we wait for good news?
That would be lovely.
He's so sweet. He's so sweet. I totally do not have a thing for dragon men. You know?
So, Uncle Ip does have a reason to be worried. After all, Gaming, the guard we mentioned, is his son.
Gaming. The name sounds somewhat familiar. Ah, yes. That is the name of the Usho dancer who has been performing around Liyue Harbor recently, is it not?
It's Keith Silverstein. We'll forgive him.
Oh, have you seen him perform?
Indeed. I cannot help but admire his skill. He truly encapsulates the spirit of the Suani.
He's talking him up! Oh my god!
Usho dancing has become more well known in Liyue Harbor recently. However, although performers are seeing budding success, they have no doubt had to face many hurdles along the way. One's not so easily understood by spectators such as ourselves.
Can you imagine the retired god of your land explaining to your dad why you went into the arts?
If you ask me, what truly deserves admiration is perseverance in the face of adversity. That is a rare attribute indeed. I have heard many of my acquaintances praise Gaming for his kind, selfless, and courageous disposition. To have a child so accomplished and upright, you must be a very proud parent indeed, Uncle Ip.
Hydro, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I think right now I am learning, I decided to learn the song at the end of Furina's story quest. Gorgeous song, and I particularly related to Furina's story quest, so it means a lot to me. I'm really excited to memorize it sometime.
Seems like Zhongli has decided to skip the formalities.
Yeah, the Furina song. It's so good. Also, I'm very distracted by this flute playing right now. It's gorgeous. Well, it's not flute anymore, but... Ooh.
Well, he's a hard worker. Yes.
You should be sure to tell him you think that when he gets back.
Oh my gosh, Paimon.
Your son is young yet. It's normal for someone his age to be a bit hot-headed.
Grandpa Zhongli. Grandpa Zhongli.
It's understandable to find talking about such things in person difficult. If there's a particular sentiment you wish to convey, perhaps we could pass it along for you.
No. It wouldn't be right to ask that of you. This thing between us has festered for many years now. In truth, there are some things that simply aren't easy for us to talk through. I've been in the tea business for most of my life, and I always hoped my child would do the same. Otherwise, how would he support himself?
And freaking spoken like a true Asian dad.
Over the past few years, I heard how well he was doing for himself as a guard. How his work was taking him to farther and farther off places. I also heard that he never gave up on wushou dancing. It made me happy. But I was also worried.
Oh my god.
When you're young, you can handle all that physically taxing work and manual labor. What young person isn't capable of making a living that way? My concern is what happens when you get old.
I love his delivery. Like, I really feel like it's like a Chinese uncle talking. Like, this is very, this hits home. Like, he has that very, like, very, very slight accent too. Like, I believe the voice actor is Korean, but it's a very similar accent. Yeah. It feels like home.
Every time I get to thinking like that, I cannot help but be reinforced in the belief that I was right. That I was right not to give in. I often regret introducing him to wushou dancing as a kid. If I had known how things would turn out, I would have never taken him to see those performances in the first place.
It is only natural for a parent to strive to send their child down the right path. No one would begrudge you that sentiment, Uncle Ip. You need not worry.
You seem quite young, Mr. Zhongli. Yet you speak with such wisdom.
You are Grandpa.
Perhaps I have misjudged your age.
Are you Grandpa?
Your words are too kind. Truth be told, one of my old friends has several grown daughters.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, he's talking about Cloud Retainer. Yes.
Rather than fretting about their future, however, she prefers to let them find their own way.
Oh.
Then she's more easygoing than I could ever be. I fear I lack such an open mind. I meant to say earlier, there is no need to be so polite. Feel free to call me by my name, Ipdak.
That is, that's a major thing to say in Asian cultures in general. Like, as a sign of respect, you will very rarely address someone by their, like, given name. like especially if it's someone that's like older than you, or at least in this case like appears older than you. Yeah, it is like Japanese honorifics. I would say that Japanese honorifics, I think, go a step further than what at least I am used to in my heritage. So, but definitely, like, you would never dream of calling someone like one generation older than you. You would never dream of calling them by their first name, ever. Like that would be like the most absolute freaking disrespectful thing you could possibly do. So the fact that he is saying like, address me by my name, means that he's saying like, no, like we are equals, you know, like, and he's saying that to someone who visibly looks younger than him. That is saying a lot. Yeah.
Sure.
It's not embarrassing. I think you get you get it. I think you get it from the honorifics and stuff like that really do come through in a lot of JRPGs, and like you get you it's very easy to kind of understand that there is significance in calling someone by a very specific honorific. So yeah, this is something I grew up with. It's you know, you would always address someone as like uncle, auntie, etc. You know, so yeah, this is extremely significant. Him saying to address him by his given name. Yeah. Yes. So san is more like saying like Mr. or Ms. And senpai is like it's like older person, I think. Right? Yeah. Like older, almost mentor-y older person who like looks after you ish. That, at least that's the vibe that I get. Because sensei is teacher, right? So, yeah. There you go. Like a more skilled, more experienced, like generally it's someone who's older than you. Someone maybe that you see as mentor, you know, at least that's how I understand it. So anyone who is watching this who is actually Japanese, feel free to correct me. I'm down to be corrected. Yeah. Yeah, sensei is a teacher. It's exactly like in Cantonese it's sifu. So sifu is that's why they translate it as master. But it's not a master-servant type of relationship. If you call someone sifu, it's more that they are your teacher, that they are your it's like a mentor teacher, someone who teaches you a skill. Yeah, my dad was a kung fu master, so all his students called him sifu. And they call the person, so they called my mom as his wife, and also I think maybe when she was his girlfriend too, call him Simo. And this actually also translates to when my dad became a Chinese. Well, he's always been Chinese, but when he became a pastor, because so as a pastor, he's always addressed as moksi, and mok is to like, I think it means generally it's like to be a shepherd or to look after people, something like that, or to something along those lines. But so in Cantonese, he's called Moxi, and my mom is still called Simo. So like like a pastor in a Chinese church kind of like environment is seen with basically the same status as a sifu, as a master. So like, because I mean that's kind of the role of a pastor too, is to teach, and it's to like look after people and mentor people, right? So like in a Chinese church, a lot of people treat their pastors more along the same way that they would treat a sifu, like a master, you know, a mentor master, you know. Yeah, that's literally like sifu, sifu is literally sifu, is literally master. So my mom and I absolutely cracked ourselves up like crazy when we went to see Kung Fu Panda. And when you first meet Master Shifu, we just started cackling like absolute banshees in the in the cinema, because it means master. Master Shifu means master. So, am I well versed in Kung Fu? I am not. You know how Gaming's dad was like, oh, I should never have shown him wushu dancing, or like, you know, not that part. It's he was like, you know, if he didn't do this, then he wouldn't have to be a guard, and he wouldn't have to like be in such a dangerous profession. My dad, even though he was a Kung Fu master, he refused to teach me Kung Fu because he did not want to hurt me. Now, have I wanted to learn? Yes. Did he teach my brother a few moves? Yes. So I think that's why I really feel this, you know, like Gaming's dad being like, hey, like I don't want my son to do dangerous things. It's like pretty much word for word what I have heard out of my own dad's mouth. So yeah. Hi, Jody. Welcome back. Yeah, so these kinds of stories is exactly why I've been wanting to stream this, is because I feel like this is a way that I can share parts of my life that like I normally cannot. But yeah, exactly. It's very sweet. When I was a kid, I thought it was unfair. I thought it was unfair that like I literally remember watching my brother practicing some Kung Fu moves with my dad in like our living room, and I watched because Lord knows I really wanted to do it too. But I think I didn't really understand my dad's heart until I grew up. And then I remember thinking back to that and being like, oh, wait, no, I get it. Like, I get why my dad didn't want to teach me. Because I think he was afraid of hurting me. And I don't think he would know what to do with himself if he accidentally hurt me. And I just didn't understand that until I was much older, much older. So yeah, there are elements of this story that really, really speak to me. So anyway, let's continue.
So, do you also think I fret too much, Mr. Zhongli?
That's not exactly what I was hoping to convey. Only a fool would ask a parent not to worry about their child. But think of it this way. Raising a child is not unlike flying a kite. Hold the string too tight, and it can no longer soar.
Ooh, profound.
As my friend once said, if your children are aiming for the stars, clipping their wings will only cause them to come crashing down. You need to let out the line for a kite to soar.
Wow.
It seems I was too stuck in my ways.
You need not reproach your heart for caring. You simply need to loosen your hold a little.
This is so real. I hope I remember this when I'm a mom.
Indeed, with such a big heart. Why not allocate the time you usually spend worrying about Gaming to the pursuit of other things? Like going for a stroll, drinking tea, or taking in the scenery. You never know what surprises could be in store. Things can change in the blink of an eye.
The blink of an eye, you say? Do things change so quickly?
Children grow up in quite the same way, do they not? Day after day, year after year, sometimes in the blink of an eye, but always when you least expect it. As a father, I'm sure you know that best.
Why am I already getting emotional?
Yes, you can say that again. 1 second, Gaming was a kid. The next thing I knew, he was ready to fly the nest.
Zhongli certainly has a way with words.
There he is.
Oh, Gaming is back! Hey, Gaming, we're over here!
Dad, Traveler, Paimon. Good, you're all here. Oh, and Mr. Zhongli from the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? You're here too?
I love the way he says Zhongli, because I believe that is very close to how you say it in Mandarin.
A fated meeting indeed. We were just enjoying some pleasant conversation.
Good night, 1066.
Is everything resolved?
Well, you could say that.
What does that mean?
Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I need to talk to you.
Oh, he found out he was trying to whoop some Adepti, is that right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me explain why sometimes their mouths don't move when they talk. This is because the mouths move in time with the original Mandarin voiceover. It's in their sister game, Honkai Star Rail, that it looks like they employed some sort of program that matches their mouths to the words that are being spoken regardless of the language. But this came out far before Honkai Star Rail did. So this one, I've just gotten used to it. I've gotten used to the fact that it's a dub. It basically is like your typical Japanese anime dub. Although in anime, they are a lot more careful about trying to match it with the mouth animations. Even though they're doing it in a different language. But here they just let it go. Yeah. Don't be embarrassed, because if anyone is capable of talking without their mouths moving, it would be Zhongli. I mean, like the other Adepti could, telepathically talk to each other. So, like if anyone could do it, it would be Zhongli. You don't need to be embarrassed, but that's just I've gotten used to it. I am like completely blind to it now. So, I do appreciate you pointing that out.
I'll come right out and say it. Those two bandits, you sent them, didn't you?
So that's how we're starting off?
Can't look me in the eye, huh? Guess I'm right then.
Okay, but how did you know?
Well, because they're Adepti.
At first, their mannerisms seemed a bit stilted. But once I got close, it was obvious that they possessed great skills. I was right on their tail, and it should have taken only a few steps to catch up to them, yet somehow, I was never able to close that distance. People with that level of skill would have gone about things differently from the start, like sneaking up on us while we were distracted.
Oh, he's smart
Unless,
kid.
of course, their real motive was to lure me away from the group all along.
Wow, you're pretty quick on the uptake.
I just have a lot of experience. I've dealt with many a ruthless bandit in my time, but I've never seen ones like them. In the end, I told them they would make good guards if they ever wanted to get back on the straight and narrow, and that they could hang out with me in Liyue Harbor anytime.
Oh, he's such a... Oh my gosh, he's such a sweet boy.
You ever consider you might be a little too good at making friends?
I'm guessing you guys were trying to help resolve things between my dad and me?
Yeah.
I appreciate it, I really do, but this conflict between us has been going on for a long time. Even if those two were real bandits, and I was able to subdue them and show him what I was capable of, it wouldn't change anything. You've seen the way he talks to me.
It's not like that at all! Your dad really cares about you. You should see the way he talks about you when you're not around.
All right. I don't remember if my mom mentioned that she ends up explaining what I do to her friends. It makes a huge difference when someone in the same generation explains to the other person what the younger generation is doing. At least in this kind of cultural context. A lot of times the older generation will tend to listen and believe what someone in their own generation is talking about the younger generation. And I feel like this is a classic example of that. And my parents, instead of me waiting on I have never had to defend myself against my parents, but I certainly have not volunteered information about what I do to the various uncles and aunties in my church. And so my parents end up being the ones, and particularly my mom, because she's the one who's really good with her words. She explains what I do. As an online flute teacher, and she very gently explains what I do with these videos and streams and stuff like that. And so every now and then she will ask me for a clarification of what I do, not because she is questioning me on what I do, but because she is trying to formulate an answer and an explanation to her friends about what I do in such a way that they will understand and that they would be supportive of me. And essentially that is exactly what Zhongli just did. My mom has done what Zhongli did here for me. It's something that I am very thankful for. But yeah, definitely in this, in my heritage, in my culture, this type of thing happens a lot. The younger generation will often feel like the older generation just does not believe them, no matter how much they try to prove themselves and no matter how much they try to explain what they do. It just doesn't really get into their heads until someone else in their same generation explains what the younger folks are doing. So I do hear that this is also common in other cultures as well, but it is very, 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 very prevalent in Asian cultures, at least.
Zhongli was talking things through with him, and he nearly agreed to let it go. You don't believe us?
He won't let it go. He can say as much as he wants to other people, but he won't talk to me. I'm certain of it.
And you? Will you talk to him?
You told us you wanted to prove yourself to your dad. Why don't you tell him about all the hard work you've done these past few years?
Will that even do anything? I'm not sure talking is enough.
You won't know unless you try. Just like how you won't know if something is delicious unless you taste it. Listen to us. It's time to put these people skills to good use. You can make friends with anyone, so why not your dad?
It won't hurt to try.
I'll do my best.
You are very knowledgeable, Mr. Zhongli. I'm impressed.
Good night, 1066.
Despite my being in the tea industry for several decades, it seems I still have much to learn about the art of tea tasting.
You flatter me. It was nothing but a few humble musings.
How much tea have you drank since we've been gone?
It's not like it was alcohol.
Ipdak and I have found many a common interest. Our friendship, much like a cup of tea, seems to grow stronger the longer it has to steep.
Well said, Mr. Zhongli. Gaming, Mr. Zhongli is very knowledgeable. You should take the opportunity to learn from people like him when you're in the city.
Oh god, that is so painfully Asian uncle. It's so painful. Oh my god. Oh, this happens all the time. All the time. Uncles and aunties will be like, you should be like this person. You should learn from this person. Oh, look at this person. This person is amazing. You should learn from them. Freaking free advice all over the freaking place. But they mean it from a place of love.
Huh? Oh, of course.
Zhongli?
I have very much enjoyed our conversation, Ipdak, but I, unfortunately, have some unfinished funeral parlor business to attend to.
Oh, I hope I didn't keep you. My apologies for taking up so much of your time, Mr. Zhongli. No need to stay on my account. When you're less busy, let's find a time to meet. I'll treat you to dim sum.
Aww.
It would be an honor.
We'll see you off, Zhongli. You two have a nice chat, alright?
Oh. Wait, do we not get... Oh, wait.
Should we sit?
Sure.
Oh my god, it really sounds like he feels like he's in trouble. Oh. Caleb Yen's emotional range is freaking amazing. Oh my goodness.
Thanks for helping us talk things through with Uncle Ip. Good thing you were able to pick up on what we were putting down.
I have been around the both of you for some time now. You could say I have a certain level of expertise in that regard. As for my role in the conversation, think nothing of it. I hardly did anything noteworthy.
You never change, do you? Why did you have us walk all this way? Paimon thought we just had to go far enough to be out of earshot.
A friend approaches.
Hello.
Xiao!
Xiao, you're here too?
I've been here the whole time? A ghostly kite. Could that elusive Director Hu be coming to Wangshu Inn once again? What is she doing here? I suppose it matters not. Given her relationship with Rex, well, Zhongli, I might as well go pay my respects.
So Zhongli's god name is Rex Lapis.
It's you. I thought you were Director Hu.
Ah, your arrival is most fortuitous. Do you want to try out this new gadget? The addition of the power source makes the takeoff more stable. It's just that...
He seems quite immersed in the study of this device.
I fear it's almost too stable. It completely negates the pleasure of seeing one's kite sway with the wind. It's a bit of a shame. In truth, I'm here because Director Hu dispatched me to purchase some items in preparation for Lantern Rite.
I see. Much like she does every year. Much like she'll do next year, I would imagine. Am I wrong? Or has she once again sent you out to buy, what is it, sesame oil or something?
While we're on the subject, I do wonder why she is so obsessed with using sesame oil in the preparation of mixed vegetable dishes for Lantern Rite. A recommendation from Xiangling, perhaps. What do you think, Xiao?
I mean, that's delicious.
I've only met Director Hu a few times. I'm hardly the best person to ask.
Ah, and is that not a sign that you should visit Wangsheng Funeral Parlor more often? It wouldn't hurt to grace the parlor with your presence now and again, when you are otherwise unoccupied.
So, for anyone watching who's wondering who the heck Xiao is an Adeptus, kind of this similar power as like Cloud Retainer and, you know, Moon Carver, Mountain Shaper. Zhongli rescued him from an old god hundreds and hundreds of years back. So Xiao has like undying loyalty towards Zhongli and really treats him as a master, like Sifu. So yeah, that is their relationship here. It's very, like, I interpret it as very father-son relationship.
This one here is a traditional kite, one without any equipped mechanical device. Director Hu tasked me with studying the differences between the two to determine which one is of greater merit. Many hands make light work. Perhaps you could test out the other kite for me?
All right.
Oh, how cute!
I have made my comparisons.
Ooh.
If speed is what you're after, the mechanical kite is the better choice.
Wonderful. I shall pass that information along to Director Hu. I'll leave these two kites with you. Perhaps you can find a few friends with which to partake in the activity. You might find it to be an enjoyable use of your time.
Oh, wait. Who enjoys kite flying?
Well, I would imagine someone of your talent and wisdom is more than capable of finding out.
That's cute. I think he's heavily hinting for him to go kite flying with us.
So, you were testing out the kites for Hu Tao and even roped Xiao into doing it for you? Paimon didn't ask earlier because the situation was awkward.
I would hardly say I roped Xiao into anything. I simply sought the help of a friend. Besides, we did the testing together.
Seems like our pool of competitors is growing.
The competition's not the important thing right now.
Do you like kite flying, Xiao?
I suppose I neither like nor dislike it. Although, watching a kite gradually ascend into the sky does bring me a certain peace of mind. Perhaps they're a bit like Xiao lanterns in that way.
Kite flying is also a pleasant form of relaxation.
Have you ever thought about making a kite, Xiao? Cloud Retainer taught us how. We can teach you if you want.
There's no need. Menogius was the only Yaksha among us who had an interest in matters of ornamentation and design.
Menogius is one of the Adepti who died a long time ago, and generally was seen as one of Xiao's, like, similar to like a sibling.
When Lantern Rite is over, come find me near Pervasi's temple if you have the time.
Pervases is another Adeptus who passed away a long time ago, and Xiao kind of saw Pervases as, I think, like a little brother, I believe. Sure.
It's getting late. I should go inform Director Hu of our findings.
How has she been, by the way? Be sure to say hi to her for us.
The last time I spoke to her, she mentioned that she would be visiting Chaoying Village in a few days. If you have the time, perhaps you could also make the trip. If you happen to run into her, you can pass along your regards in person.
We'll keep that in mind. Take care, Zhongli. See you later.
See you next time.
Coming.
You can go first.
I don't have anything to say.
Then I'll go. I still don't want to leave Liyue Harbor.
Oh. I can't say I support that decision, but... Hey, let me finish before you get all worked up.
Sit, Shenhe, sit. You must be tired from your journey. Shall I pour you a cup of tea, or would you prefer something else to drink?
No need. I'm not tired. They're gone, Master.
Perfect. The time is nigh for us to make an appearance. Do you remember the plan when recounted to you?
Yes, Master. We aim to give them a demonstration of familial love.
That's what I thought.
So I'll have whatever you are having.
All right.
What are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe doing here? Just how many people are involved in this scheme? I suppose all I can do is just take a seat and see what happens.
Perfect. I just so happen to have bought some Sunglow tea recently. It's quite the delectable variety.
Oh, how sweet, Jody. You and your husband, would go to the ocean, sit on the beach, and fly kites. Ah, that's so romantic. Oh, man.
Or it would be if one has not been forced to drink it every day in the hopes of whittling down one's considerable stash. One has more than had one's fill already. Oh, forget it. Such thoughts detract from the present need to keep up the conversation. Has work been busy during the holiday season? Do you need my help with anything?
Drunk guests can sometimes cause trouble, but I deal with them as you taught me, by pinning their heads against the table.
Are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe serious right now?
Oh dear. While one was busy orchestrating this act, one seems to have forgotten about Shenhe's various eccentricities.
By the way, this is a great use of a little bit of flutter tonguing on the flute for that, like, kind of funky... There, right there. That, like, kind of, like, funny sound.
What I meant to ask was, have you made any new friends? We live so far from each other. It would be a great comfort to me to know you were surrounded by good companions.
You already know of my past circumstances. Recently, I've been conversing with Guoba in the kitchen at night. Guoba can't talk, but his companionship is a comfort.
The poor child. Her one friend can't even talk. I guess maybe Gaming is not doing so bad after all. Perhaps I've been too hard on him.
Let's move on, shall we? Do you have any plans for today, Shenhe? How about we do something fun?
That sounds about right. Take her to do something fun, and perhaps she'll loosen up a bit.
Like we used to do when we would carry stones up and down the mountain from dawn until dusk, picking herbs to eat for dinner along the way? If that is what you ask of me, then that is what I shall do.
Dad, here, have some tea. Or no, wait, let's not have any just yet.
Yeah. I simply can't listen to that any longer. Coming. I'd like to finish what I was trying to say before. I don't support your decision to stay in Liyue Harbor, because living there is too hard on you. If you come home, there will be people to help you. I'm not saying we have to live under the same roof. I know our personalities are too similar to avoid butting heads. But you'll have your entire family around you.
It's very true. I'll just leave it at that.
Your aunts, uncles, they'll all do whatever they can to help. You could get a less taxing job, and we could grab dim sum together from time to time.
Huh. I didn't know dim sum was such an important affair, Master.
Shut up!
Just think about it, okay? You don't have to decide now.
Dad really has changed a lot. He would never have said these things to me before. But thank you, Dad.
It's been long enough, don't you think? Oh, Paimon sure hopes they've made up by now. Oh, they're drinking tea in silence. That's not a good sign. Did Xianyun's plan not work after all? Hey you two! Paimon's sorry we were gone for so long. We got to chatting with some friends and didn't realize how much time had passed.
Perfect timing, actually. We seem to be just about done here.
Yep, let's go. I'll get the bags.
Gaming has grown a lot taller, hasn't he?
Oh, so sweet. That's such like one of the first things that any Asian uncle, auntie, grandma, grandpa will say to you if they haven't seen you in a long time is that like they'll say like either you've grown vertically or grown horizontally. That is what they will comment on. They'll be like, you got taller, or you got fatter, or you got skinnier. And if you get fatter, they will tell you to watch your weight. If you got skinnier, or if they perceive that you got skinnier, they will try to stuff you so full of food that you will be sick. Like, there is no winning. That is just the way it is. You know, Lippity, you're right. The conversation would have been just as weird with Ganyu. I think it is funnier with Shenhe, though, so I'm very glad that they wrote Shenhe into this part.
Master, did I say something wrong earlier? I tried to go along with your questions, but when I saw how you and that man reacted, I started to wonder.
Not at all. Certain unforeseen variables may have presented themselves along the way, but the outcome proved favorable. The plan was a success.
So cute.
Then I helped?
Naturally. Your purity of spirit is one of your greatest strengths, Shenhe. You need not change who you are.
See? Isn't this so freaking wholesome? It's so cute. It's very validating. Oh, that's so cute. All right. Where are we going? Where we have to go all the way to Liyue Harbor. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, whatever. Let's warp. Okay. We will approach from behind, and apparently we're approaching Charlotte. All right.
You must be Mr. Ip! Thank you for coming all this way. My name is Charlotte, and I'm a reporter from Fontaine. You can find me writing for the Steambird. I invited you here not just to purchase your fine tea, but also with the hope that you might be willing to sit down for a short interview. What do you say?
Oh, I did not realize that she was the important person, the important customer.
An interview? To advertise my teas?
My Suppose you could think of it that way. We Fontanians are big tea drinkers too.
True.
The Fontaine Market.
Do I always 36 stars Abyss? Did you see that? I believe this time around I only 34 starred it. If you see a 36 stars, it's because Hubs did it for me. But these days I am at least trying to get to the end. So I try it once myself, and if I can't get the 36 stars, I personally don't care. And then Hubs will give it a go. He'll give it a whirl, and he will try and 36 star it for me. Yeah. It's just, I'm not a big Spiral Abyss girl, okay? If ever you want to see me get mad, like mad, just, it's me trying to 36 star Spiral Abyss. Now, if I play Spiral Abyss, but with no intention of getting 36 stars, I really don't get mad. But I actually stopped doing Spiral Abyss for a very long time because I would just get so mad while playing it. It just did not give me a lot of joy. I'm more into the stories. But John has taught me patience, and he has taught me to measure myself and to really understand what my skills do, how to time them. He's been like a really good coach for me in that regard. So I have gotten a lot better, but I wouldn't say that I'm like a really great player. Yeah, exactly. 9 and 10, no sweat. Most of the time these days, floor 11, no sweat. So I usually can 3-star 9, 10, and 11. It's floor 12 that I can't reliably 3-star each room. Yeah, so I think this time I did 2-star, 3-star, 2-star for each room. But yeah, oh, thank you. I do think Hubs is very, very sweet. He really is very patient with me. And even though I get like irritated and like angry and stuff, he like calms me down and he explains to me what I should be doing instead. Yeah, he kind of taught me how to like count down my cooldowns so that I can do my rotations between characters efficiently. Yeah, and honestly, a great life skill to have is to approach things methodically. Don't just button mash, you know, like really think through your strategies, etc. So, you know, I'm grateful. Or Nuvi helps. Yes, Ayush, and also welcome. Yes, Nuvi does help. Definitely has made Spiral Abyss much easier for me. So, you know, there's that. Anyway, continue.
Then I'll need some time to adequately prepare. Perhaps we could sit down and discuss the questions you intend to ask in advance.
Of course, of course. Please follow me.
Is this person also involved in your plan?
She's the very important client.
And here I thought I had lots of connections. I suppose I've been humbled. You sure know all kinds of cool and important people.
Over here! Yoo-hoo! Over here!
Huh? What? Auntie Shenyun?
She probably wants to talk about the next phase of the plan. Let's go while your dad is still distracted.
Are we gonna do the Wusho dance for Dad?
I take it that all is going well?
Don't worry, Shenyun. Everything is going according to plan.
I knew it. I knew that was all an act earlier. Auntie Shenyun is really something. She was so determined to help me. She didn't even care about making herself and Shanka appear foolish in front of my family. She truly knows how to look out for others. I still have a lot to learn.
So the idea of making yourself look stupid in front of other people is huge. I think I talked last time about the whole saving face thing. Saving face is a huge deal in Asian cultures. So to make yourself look foolish in front of other people, specifically to look out for them is you're essentially laying your life down on the line for these people. Like that is like the ultimate show of love. So yeah, that's big.
As for the next step...
Oh no.
What's wrong, Gaming?
Don't tell me you're the ones footing the bill for all that tea. I can't let you do that.
Fret not. Reimbursements will be made.
Exactly. Think of it more as an investment, as Ningguang would say. We pooled together the Mora so that Charlotte could place the order. She's gonna bring it back to the Steambird as a gift, as well as a sample of the regional specialty.
Also, don't worry, Gaming. We are rich. We are so rich.
Fontanians will probably fall in love with your dad's tea as soon as they lay their eyes on Charlotte's article. And once all the money from the new orders begin to roll in, getting our Mora back will be a piece of cake.
Oh, okay. Business-related matters always seem to go over my head, but I refuse to let you all lose more on my behalf. I'll pay you back right now.
We can talk about such matters at a later date. There are more important matters for you to consider at the moment, are there not?
Yes. I've been thinking about it the whole way here. I have an idea, but I'd hate to cause even more trouble for all of you.
That is for us to decide.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Plus, we wouldn't be here if we didn't want to help, right? Just tell us about this idea of yours.
Okay. So, it's like this.
All right, so we're gonna see it play out in real time. I love it when they do this.
Got it. Just leave it to us.
I think they started storytelling like this from Sumeru. That's what at least that's where I remember it being like a very new thing that they were doing in Genshin.
Let's split up and make it happen. We need to do those things we talked about, but we also still have the kite flying competition. Since Xiao already tested out those kites for us, why don't we also go buy one of those mechanical thingamabobs or whatever they're called? We can attach it to our kite.
All right. We shall go to the kite stall.
Hello again.
Welcome back. I see you returned from your trip. I really do have to thank you for all your help from before. Thanks to you, my daughter was able to build a kite with her grandmother that very same day. She even wrote a long letter telling me how much she loved it.
Oh, you should really be thanking Gaming, not us.
I'll be sure to. And are you here to buy a kite? Please, take your pick.
Oh, we already have a kite. We wanted to buy one of those, device thingies from Fontaine. Do you sell them separately?
Ah, yes. Here you go. Please, take it, free of charge.
On the house.
The directions are in the box. It's not hard to install at all.
It doesn't feel right for us to just take it.
Well, nor would it feel right for me to take your Mora. Good luck in the kite flying competition. I'll be rooting for you.
All right then, thank you.
Oh.
It's done. Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business. To fly a kite.
Looks like we finished everything we needed to do. Let's find a good place and put this thing into the sky. Whee! Let's go. Chi-Chi, we're almost there. Okay. So cute.
Come here, allow me.
The Lantern Rite is as festive as ever!
I'm looking for the Schnitznarian couple.
Huh? Oh, what's going on?
Did something happen? What should we do? Oh,
Should we get the millilith?
What's that?
Oh my god. Oh, that was amazing.
Oh! Have I taken that many pictures already? I need to load more film.
Wait. The wind.
Oh my gosh! Mommy, I want a big kite like that too! Do you see that kite way out in front? It's so beautiful!
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite!
Oh my. Oh my god, so sweet.
Darling's performance was so cool, Paimon almost wanted to join in. You saw that, right, Traveler? Let's go find him. Oh, he's over there, talking to his dad.
That was so sweet.
I think I'll head off now, if that's okay.
That was so sweet. Samba? Is it because of Natlan? Is that what you are excited for? I hope so too. Viable Magic, hello and welcome. Yeah, that was so sweet. Lantern Rite makes me cry. Well, okay. The very first Lantern Rite was basically fetch quest forever. But they really listened to us for the second Lantern Rite. Second Lantern Rite was amazing. It made me cry. And this one made me cry.
Thank you, little girl. Do you want us to walk you back?
No need. Master is waiting for me right over there.
Dad.
I suppose I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Your performance. I've seen many wushou dances in my time, but I've gotta admit, what you pulled off there was breathtaking.
Wow. I never thought I'd live to hear you say that.
You're serious about doing this professionally?
Absolutely. I know it'll be difficult, but...
Then it doesn't matter. What I mean to say is, of course it'll be difficult. But if that's your decision, if that's your dream, then it doesn't matter how difficult it is. As long as you put in the work, then any obstacle can be overcome in time. Really, when I was young, I also... Actually, how about we save that story of my past for another time? All I really want to say is, I've changed my mind. Much like this kite, you also deserve to soar to new heights.
Dad.
Son.
Son? Haven't heard that in a while.
I bet you're wondering what's gotten into me saying all this.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Anyway, I know I've never found the chance to say this before, but... to me, Gaming, you've always been a great kid. Alright, that's everything I've got. Did you have something you wanted to say, or...
Seeing the two of them talk things through like this really gives Paimon a sense of accomplishment.
Give yourself a pat on the back, Paimon.
Now go. Over there. Your friends are still waiting for you.
Huh? But you came all this way.
I'll be staying in Liyue Harbor for a bit longer. When you have time, we can grab dim sum together. Your treat, right?
Dad, honestly.
Go.
It's the exact kind of thing my dad would say.
Okay, then I'm off. See you soon.
That's quite the smile you've got there, Gaming.
Really?
It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'd like to find and thank Auntie Shenyun, as well as everyone else who's helped me out. If everyone has time, maybe we could all get together and go fly a kite.
Alright. It's time to talk to people. Excuse me while I...
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste.
Oh,
In
maybe.
Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
Newbie, please, newbie. Alright, let's find Gaming first, I think. Let's see. Where is Gaming? I think they're... What? They're over here? Okay. Oh, here.
So, you're still a big fan of winter melon cake then?
Huh? Oh, I guess you heard everything Paimon was saying, huh?
Of course. She was talking about you. As your father, how could I not listen? Remember back when you were a kid, and you would sit on my shoulders to watch the Wushu dance. Ah, on our way back home, you would beg me to buy you some winter melon cake. We would only buy 2 at a time, but before long, we tried the winter melon cake from every vendor that street had to offer.
So cute.
There was also that one time you used your pocket money to treat me. Do you still remember?
Yeah, I remember.
That was the best winter melon cake I ever had.
Let's go back sometime. The shop's still there, and I remember the way. My treat, just like before.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Join the adventurers guild. You'll have a blast.
Well, as we go find other people, I didn't expect to be quite so affected by that, but I think I realized that my dad has been saying all those things to me. But more so in his actions rather than the words, and which is very typical, I think, of you know, Asian dad. And I know my dad is really proud of me, and he loves me, and he'd do anything for me. But like, I almost kind of feel like I was hearing my dad.
Traveler.
It's just as I thought. You stopped short of stepping into the city again.
Being in the city isn't the only way for me to appreciate the lights and beauty of Lantern Rite. Look. Liyue Harbor lies just beyond this mountain. As long as I stand at this vantage point, I may freely behold the sights of all the kites slowly ascending into the sky. For me, that is enough.
All right.
I invited you here because there is something I would like to do.
I'm gonna fly a kite?
I want to release a shell lantern, and I'd like you to be there for it.
Did you make it yourself?
Yes. I apologize for its crude appearance. I have little skill in that regard.
No, it's amazing.
You are very kind, as usual. All right. It's time.
Releasing lanterns is another Chinese New Year. It's a Chinese New Year tradition. We lit lanterns when I was a kid too. We would do it in our backyards because we didn't really have anywhere else to do it, and we didn't really have anyone to do it with, but we would just do it as a family in our backyards. As the Xiao lantern slowly disappears into the tranquil night sky, Xiao's expression softens.
Traveler, thank you.
Oh, everyone else is in Liyue Harbor. Okay. Oh, there they are.
Our kite is so high up. Thank you for inviting me, Yao Yao. I am having a lot of fun.
Chi-Chi's a little zombie.
I'm glad. If you want, we can go fly kites some other time too. The fun doesn't have to end today. Really? How about we do it during the day next time? That way we can see the design better. When it flies super high up, it will look exactly like a real finch. Okay. Can I take this kite to bed with me? But of course.
Oh, so cute. So cute. Alright. I also thought that cutscene was peak. Incredible.
I don't get it.
Is something wrong, Shenhe? Tell me. Perhaps I can help.
The color black doesn't get dirty easily, so I thought this outfit would be acceptable to wear to work. But Xiangling told me it was inappropriate. But inappropriate? How?
She probably just meant the outfit isn't suitable for that particular environment and occasion. But for a festival gathering with friends, a nighttime stroll, or an important banquet, your outfit is more than appropriate, Shenhe.
So you're saying it's only something I should wear in front of important people?
I suppose that's another way to think of it.
Adorbs. Adorbs. Shenyan and Keqing in Liyue Harbor. Upstairs in the Reputation Guild. Okay. Oh. Do I even know how to get up there? Oh, there they are.
One may have won the kite flying competition, Yu Hung, but this prize should truly be reserved for another.
I mean, of course she won the kite flying competition.
You need not be so humble, honored Adeptus. Among all the kites, yours was quite literally a cut above the rest. Please accept this prize. You deserve it. Besides, I'm quite certain we owe a fair share of the success of this year's Lantern Rite to you.
If you insist, then one can hardly continue to refuse. However, there is another matter with which one would ask your assistance.
Of course.
One would be much obliged if you could distribute this case of Sunglow tea among the Millilith on duty. The security of the festivities rests entirely on their shoulders, after all. One presumes they could always benefit from something to invigorate their spirits.
Cloud Retainer is so thoughtful and attentive to others' needs. I would expect nothing less of an esteemed Adeptus such as herself. Understood. I'll get on that right away.
A fortuitous result indeed. One's tea surplus has hitherto resolved itself.
Spoken like a true auntie.
Why not treat yourself to a seasonal gift from I promise.
Charlotte is up in the front here. Okay. Up right there.
Oh, Lantern Rite was simply amazing. I'm not sure I'll be able to sleep tonight.
Oh, she's our like ending of a story person. Okay, about the mechanical vertical lifting device.
Oh, that? Yeah, interesting story. It was invented by a guy from Fontaine. His name is Ealdison. He's always tinkering away at some mechanism or another. He's even asked the Steambird to write about his inventions on more than one occasion. I believe I have a direct quote from him about this particular one. Yes, here it is. The device is powered entirely by mechanical components without the need for any additional energy source. Basically, it's a manually operated cranking device. How high it can fly entirely depends on how much force you can exert. Combining this invention with a kite. What a great idea, right?
About the interview and working together with Gaming's father.
Oh, my conversation with Mr. Ip went really well. I've already sent the first draft of my article back to the Steambird. It's a piece that contains all the pertinent information while also telling a story. I'm quite proud of it. Oh, that reminds me. I should thank everyone who made this possible for me. Especially that spirited lady with those peculiar turns of phrase. Miss Xianyun was her name, right? It was all thanks to your connections and creativity. I would have never thought I'd be able to bring such a special gift back to Fontaine with me.
About Lantern Rite.
This was my first time experiencing a foreign holiday in person. It was so exciting! The festive atmosphere, the contagious holiday spirit, the profound, storied cultural traditions steeped in symbolism. Oh, I almost forgot. Kuching even gave me a kite with a poem on it that she wrote herself. It goes, "Dreams are like paper kites. With them do our hopes take flight. Sailing high above the clouds, they yearn for something more profound. Yet try we may and try we might. A deeper truth waits in plain sight. Though we hang our hopes in skies abound, many joys lie on the ground." I want to include this poem in my special feature on Lantern Rite. I'm sure a lot of people will love it.
Until next time, Charlotte.
Yep, and happy Lantern Rite to you.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Okay. There they are.
Given your present countenance, one presumes you are missing some old friends again.
one cannot help but be reminded of them.
Pray speak. Unburden yourself of these sentiments.
One simply wishes Menogius were alive to witness such peace alongside us. He was so skilled in matters of craftsmanship. Kite making would scarcely prove to be a test of his capabilities. Were he yet amongst the living, he could have opened a kite stall. One is certain it would have been an establishment rich not only in profit, but also esteem. And if, as in the past, he were unable to involve himself in matters of the mortal realm, we could sell the kites in his stead. When we finished, we could bring him back wine and partake in drink and good company.
Mooncarver, those are now but fond moments in our memories.
Indeed. The dead are gone, so, as the representatives of the living, let us take in the sights for a bit longer, if just for his sake.
Vlad and Nadia! The Schneshnayan couple! Let's see, where are they? On the other side. Oh my god, there they are! Do you ever think that there might be some kites that can no longer be retrieved after being sent up into the sky? I guess so. Even if you could control the line, the wind might decline your commands all the same. Speaking of that, should we go buy one? I mean, I haven't flown one before, so I'm not sure if it'll work out. Or let's say we make one together. I've seen kids discussing the patterns they want to draw on theirs, so it might not be that difficult. The two of us. Sure, let's give it a go. Oh, I've been shipping them since I've been shipping them for years now, since the beginning of Genshin. I hope they get married. I really hope they get married. Okay. Hustle and Bustle quest guide? Okay, give me a second, guys. I need to look at this. Is the Hustle and Bustle Act 4? Okay. So, let me see. Shy Knight. You remember when you used to play Genshin, but you got to AR60 and stopped? I am also at AR60. Are you a day one player? Oh, it's the little floating blob that was with the Traveler. So the floating blob is Paimon, our little travel buddy fairy thingy-majiggy, unsure what she is. It is purposefully left ambiguous what she is because we don't know. She seems to have amnesia and doesn't know what she is and who she is, but her clothing seems to suggest that she comes from a destroyed country. A god-cursed, destroyed country. Oh, you're a beta player! My husband was a beta player as well. So I did get to see a little bit of Genshin during the beta. I was just watching him play. Yeah. Yes, and she's always hungry too. Yes, Paimon is always hungry and very money hungry as well. Oh, the Hustle and Bustle quest is what we're doing next. Okay, got it. So, apparently it's very short, so I think I'm just gonna do it really quick. So wait, what does it say? Is it 2 days from now or 1 day from now? 2 days from now at noon.
Water.
Okay, got it.
Comes in many flavors.
Understand. Okay. I'm very pleased to meet a bunch of you guys who are Genshin players as well. I'm unsure how you are finding me, so while we wait for a few days to pass, I am a professional flute player, and this is me on my off hours, as the title says. I don't normally, this is not my normal content. I normally stream myself practicing the flute, talking about the flute, talking about my life as a flutist, you know, just general like fluty content. But I do like to play a lot of the tunes from Genshin Impact. I like to kind of tack them at the end of my practice sessions. So it does kind of make sense for me to share a little bit of me playing this beautiful, beautiful game. But yeah. Been playing for a long time, and only started streaming from, like, seriously streaming from the Fontaine quest, mostly because I regretted not streaming this Sumeru quest line. Yeah, so that's who I am. That's what we do here. So yeah, this is just me on my off time right now, unwinding for the night. But here we go. Let's move it to Dune. Okay.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot! Didn't Zhongli say Hu Tao was also planning on spending some time in Qiaoying Village? We didn't have...
Oops! I'm sorry, Paimon.
Unlike any other.
I cut you off again. Anyway, let's do this little epilogue. My husband gave a really fancy French word for this type of, like, epilogue-ish bit after the climax. I forget what's the word he used.
Refreshing. It makes Paimon feel like she could float around all day and never get tired. Cream! Gummies! Fuel fruit! Huh? Did you hear that? Sunshine! Blue skies! Good vibes!
Something about Buell fruit and good vibes.
Right? So Paimon wasn't just hearing things. That voice sounds really familiar. Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Okay, let's go see what's up. You and Paimon make your way up the mountain in search of the source of the shouting. As far as you can make out, it's almonds this and cocoa paste that. Sounds delicious, that's for sure. The lively voice invigorates your steps, and you ascend the mountain in no time. It's our friends from Fontaine!
Well, if it isn't my dear partners. See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot on.
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Are we gonna meet all of our Fontaine friends here randomly?
Happy Lantern Rite to you too! Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, then what are you doing on top of this deserted mountain? And that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
Oh, impressive. You could tell it was me from that far away. You've got good ears.
That or your voice is just really loud.
Well, of course it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed. I suppose it's an asset.
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy tool when it comes to communication. Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting from the top of this deserted mountain. There was something about almonds, maybe? And Buell fruit? Ooh, is it some sort of secret code?
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
Perhaps, but the act of shouting was very meaningful indeed. That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions.
But the act of shouting itself...
Exactly. You get me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to shout when they get to the top, so the locals are used to it by now. So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
I love how delightfully random this is.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed, I just go hunting.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve stress.
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Huh?
Anyway, why don't you two give it a try? Shout anything you want. It's a real stress reliever.
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
And I prefer to keep things bottled up.
Oh, I bet you guys are just too embarrassed to let loose. No need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
Who?
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Farina's also here? In Qiaoying Village?
Believe in your ears. It is indeed as you heard. Actually, the reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because we heard the sound of shouting.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What should I do?" So we hurried up here to check it out. And what do you know? Miss Farina was standing right there, all red in the face. She practically sprinted back down the mountain the minute she saw us.
That reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about this script."
Oh, because she's a director now.
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought someone was really in trouble.
I want to meet Ritesley and Nicolette!
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Farina in the middle of some stress relief as well. She probably would have never thought. No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew all the way out here.
Was she alone?
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back, so they probably weren't together.
What? Nervalet was here too?
So many people from Fontaine.
What was he doing here? It couldn't have been for vacation.
I think it just might have been, actually.
Oh,
apparently, he only stayed for half a day before heading back.
Oh.
He's a very busy man.
Wow, he only took a half-day vacation.
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a half day for himself is already a huge step in the right direction.
Good on you, Neuvillette. Good on you. Making your way towards work-life balance.
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the Liyue tea industry recently? Maybe he was inspired to come buy some tea after reading that article. You know, just like you were.
My situation is completely different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an added bonus of this location.
Oh, she's totally into the tea.
You Fontainians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridesley, and now I have to buy him something.
Yes! Yes! You made a bet?
It was just a spur-of-the-moment sort of bet. Ridesley gets really invested in that sort of thing. But he couldn't care less about what he wins in the end. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Nervalet even mentioned it earlier.
Buy 10 boxes, get half off?
Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy 10 boxes, did you?
Please. Do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of marketing trap?
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right? I hope it didn't put you out. You must have had other plans for the day.
Oh, that's right. Who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Qiaoying Village. So we decided to come and see if we could run into her.
Oh dear. We've been chatting for quite some time. I'm sorry for keeping you.
No harm done, partner.
That's good.
We should probably head out and look for Hu Tao.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so we're gonna stay around for a little longer.
Go and meet your friend. We can meet up in Chaoying Village later.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain then. See you later!
What do I have to do to get you to yell from the top of this mountain? Name your price.
You really want to hear it that bad, huh?
I'm just curious is all. I have a feeling you'll say something amazing.
I will pass. I prefer to let actions speak louder than words.
That is cute. That is very cute. Give me a second. I'm just gonna check a guide. I just want to make sure I don't miss talking to anyone, because apparently you can miss talking to Hu Tao and Zhongli. Okay. All right. So they are, it looks like they are near where I need to go. Okay.
Chaoying Village is known for its tea, but you know what else they have with tea? That's right, dim sum! Didn't Gaming say something about dim sum being eaten in the morning? Oh, Paimon wonders if we can still get some at this time of day.
Afternoon tea might be more appropriate at this point.
Oh, well that's fine too. Paimon doesn't care what kind of tea it is as long as it comes with some tasty snacks. Now, let's see what kind of yummy things we can find around here. Paimon's not seeing things, is she? Is that Farina standing between Zhongli and Hu Tao?
Judging based on the hat, I'd say so.
Wonder what they're talking about.
That's true, Lippity, or all-day dim sum. Yes, true.
Zhongli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Farina about Chaoying Village. Oh, or maybe Hu Tao is trying to rope Farina into being one of her clients.
Want to make a bet?
Hey, this isn't the Fortress of Meripede, but Paimon could be convinced for the right price. Let's say loser buys the winner 3 huge bowls of seafood kanji.
Man, I want seafood kanji.
Since Zhongli is there, Paimon bets things are pretty tame. It's decided then. Paimon votes for tour guide Zhongli.
And then I vote for Hustler Hu Tao.
Alright, no time to waste. Let's go see who's right. Good afternoon, Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Farina! Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
Oh, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Seems like our luck just keeps on growing.
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement must mean that this is quite the serendipitous meeting indeed.
Huh? Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the Traveler and Paimon then?
So many chums all in one place!
I'm pretty sure you didn't learn that one from me. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised to see you here, Traveler. But seeing as you're a hero who's been all over to that, it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and well-connected. Since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this fertile land, allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
It appears you have been to Fontaine then. Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity as illustrious and celebrated as Miss Farina.
That's really sweet of him to say.
That's quite high praise. What I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhongli. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, it is no reflection of strength or wisdom. I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery and creative inspiration. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. I could tell as much from our conversation earlier.
She can tell.
Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened in Fontaine.
Oh.
Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No. You're no common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about yourself that way.
Huh? Does that mean Hu Tao also knows?
You may not have heard, friends, but...
Miss Hu Tao.
Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed clients.
Oh.
Yep.
Did you hear that, Paimon?
Okay, you win. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
I agree. Venti and Farina collab performance. I want that 100%.
What's this about winning something?
I mean, Amelie, the voice actress for Farina, does amazing covers on YouTube. So, if you haven't checked her out, you really should. She does some amazing covers. She also has some originals as well. Amazing. She's also a hilarious streamer. We as in me and my husband, we are huge fans of Monarch. Monarch is her VTuber name.
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us?
It was Paimon's idea.
We just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses as to what you were talking about.
Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business to Miss Farina.
Well, you know me.
That I do, my friend. What was Paimon's guess then?
Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
By newbie, you mean me, right?
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Zhongli was telling me about some great sightseeing spots in the area.
This is so sweet.
You see? Paimon was right too! Since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser.
Fine, keep your secret stash then.
Hey, don't be upset, traveler. How about this? You buy Paimon a bowl and Paimon will also buy you a bowl. As for the third bowl...
Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the huge deal I just struck.
I'll buy you a bowl anytime you want.
I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in quite the sum after all.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot to ask about the most important question. Something happen recently, Farina?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you know, with you enlisting the services of Wangxiang Funeral Parlor and all.
Oh, well, yes.
Really? Oh no. Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have not known the person, please accept Paimon's deepest...
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor and all... Hey, it's not that big of a stretch.
Really, Paimon? It's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their funeral?
Well...
Miss Hu Tao is simply helping prepare some props for my film. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to sleep with the light on even now. Anyway, that's not the point.
She's into horror.
Now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry enjoyed a breath of fresh air.
You might even call it a breath of fresh... Okay, what's the... Terror. Ah, breath of fresh terror.
Hey, that's pretty good. I'll have to remember that for my ad posters.
Oh, Paimon sees. That makes a lot of sense. So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the services of Longsheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not exactly. My original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran into Miss Hu Tao and Mr. Zhongli, and well, you know the rest. I suppose it was meant to be.
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
Oh? Who was it?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess?
It was Nouvellette, wasn't it?
What? How did you guess that on your first try?
Very impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is spot on today.
You tell everyone about your encounter with Navia and Clorand at the top of the mountain. One look at the pitiful expression on Furina's face was enough to convince you to leave out the part about the shouting.
Huh. Paimon never thought Nouvellette would be the type to get lost.
I'm sure he didn't get lost. Even I was able to find my way to this place without any trouble. He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back to Fontaine.
Yup, that's exactly what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest route.
For him, though, swimming would probably be the fastest route of them all.
So, were you the one that pointed him in the right direction, Hu Tao?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a great sense of direction. But speaking of your friend...
What about him?
He doesn't get out much, does he?
No. No, he doesn't.
No wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he is the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding schedule.
I'm sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It wasn't anything like what someone would wear on vacation.
Is that so?
Wait, you didn't see him, Zhongli?
Unfortunately, no. At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Furina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for them.
Is this him hinting that he was avoiding Nouvellette?
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy. I actually think you two would have hit it off.
I mean, I do think they would hit it off, but you know.
Is that so?
I think he was avoiding Nouvellette. That's amazing. Judging by how Zhongli is acting and taking into consideration Nouvellette's true identity, could Zhongli have been avoiding him on purpose? I called it. Yep, Nouvelle wants to judge him. I listened to all of Nouvellette's lines, and he has a whole line about every Archon thus far. And yeah, he wants to judge him. Oh, I see. It's truly a pity.
To borrow Miss Furina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, with the Traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right. He's got more friends than he knows what to do with.
I have a certain charm about me.
Well, that's certainly true. Oh, that reminds me. If you get the chance, you should try and talk to Nouvellette into loosening up a bit.
Okay.
Just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears for a few days. He shouldn't keep himself cooped up all the time.
That's so sweet.
Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while, right? if he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing now, but you know what I mean.
That does make sense.
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important.
He's the fair and impartial Iudex of Fontaine, head of the highest court in the land, otherwise known as the demon who controls all the paperwork in Fontaine.
I've never heard of a demon that boring before. In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when and what to prioritize. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
Oh, wow!
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old. You're quite right, Miss Hutao.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Farina. Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
Oh, it's Navia and Clorand. Hey, over here!
This is so sweet. They're all meeting up.
We saw you all chatting over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
Please, excuse the interruption.
Yeah, I think Hutao knows. I think it's hinted that Hutao knows who Zhongli actually is. So I think she knows everything that's going on. I also am of the opinion that she knows.
Oh, so polite. No apologies necessary. Any friend of the Traveler and Miss Farina is a friend of mine.
Ah, straight to the point. I like it.
Everyone circles around you and begins to introduce themselves. Hutao's eyes light up when she hears about Clorand's profession. But a quick explanation from Farina and Navia seems to dispel some of her more misguided ideas.
It's getting late. If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get going.
Indeed. Then, Miss Farina.
Oh, yes?
When are you planning to head back? Do you need us to escort you?
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore. You don't need to look after me.
I didn't mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark.
Exactly. Just like in those ghost stories.
Hutao, you are so freaking evil. I love you.
8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye.
She's so conniving.
But if you take a closer look, there may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so. What is its secret? What could it mean? In this wood, where mystery screams.
My dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean friends, please take me with you.
Of course.
Farina.
Gotta say, Farina, you are really quite the character. By the way, did I hear you mention that Clorand used to work under you? Then you must have also been a leader at some point.
Oh, Hutao, please. You know.
Well, that's, all in the past now. Besides, being a leader is hard. It wasn't the right job for me. I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom.
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Chaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
Well, have you all had a good time?
Only the best. And I've learned a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Hutao and Mr. Zhongli.
It's fine. You've thanked us more than enough already. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to some dim sum in the city.
dim sum. Is that some kind of Liyue term for snacks or desserts?
They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage.
Mostly savory things, but basically, yeah.
Oh, so it's basically a tea party. Sounds great.
Yeah, Chinese tea party.
Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet and delicious. Paimon knows you'll love them.
Ooh, okay. I'll be looking forward to it then.
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
You're not bringing home any souvenirs?
Of course I am. I bought tons of fun things to bring home with me. A kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and a stuffed toy of a mythical beast. Chlorand is the one who didn't buy anything for herself.
So all you're bringing back with you is that tea?
I really hope that the stuffed toy of a mythical beast is dragon form of Rex Lapis. I really hope that is what it is.
And some tea-flavored hard candies. They're for Sijuin.
Oh, they're so cute.
Chlorand isn't much of a shopaholic.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my Mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
What about you, Farina?
Me? Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties recommended in the Steambird. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know. A little bit of this, little bit of that. They should all be things I can use, I think.
So you fell for a few marketing traps, then?
Now Paimon's even more confused. If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Oh, actually,
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Oh, he still looks after her. So sweet.
Oh, so that's what happened. Wait, what? Why did he take them? He's not hoarding treasure, is he?
That's quite the imagination you've got there, Paimon. Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them back for us. I felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have a lot of stuff.
What a gentleman.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the Fortress of Maripede for me once he's done with the day's work. Neuvillette is a man of his word. If he says he can do something, then he means it.
See, even Chlorand was happy to take him up on his offer. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse?
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. Maybe he's not as uptight as I thought. If only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible as him.
Wow, way to be passive-aggressive, Hu Tao.
Right, Zhongli?
Indeed.
She's egging him on. She absolutely knows who he is.
Chlorand said Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley. So if we go to the entrance of the...
Much less talkative than usual. He barely said anything other than, "Is that so?" and "Indeed." If you ask me, I'd say you're having a midlife crisis. You're getting to be around that age after all.
Is that so?
Ugh.
I jest. Given its distance from the city, Chaoying Village enjoys a much slower pace of life. Surrounded by such peace and tranquility, I also seem to have developed a proclivity for inactivity. I apologize for making you worry.
I see.
Yeah, it is a compliment, given his age. That's true. That is very true.
What do you think, Traveler? Is this atmosphere putting you in a lazy mood too?
Out of mind, out of sight.
Wow, you are getting really good at these kinds of lines.
Indeed.
Oh, how sweet. Are we actually going to the Fortress of Maripede? We are. Oh. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. I love that they roped in all the Fontanians coming over for vacation. It's so delightfully random and unnecessary, and I love it. It is so fan servicey. I am greatly enjoying this. Hello, it's myself.
Look, it's Neuvillette. We lucked out.
Oh, it's you. It has been some time since our last meeting.
He's so soft.
Few people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day, I thought I might take a walk and avail myself of this area's peace and quiet.
He's my favorite character in Genshin. Absolutely favorite. Absolutely favorite.
You call this early? Do you always work this late, Neuvillette?
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda for the day. I am hardly bereft of time, however, so working late is of little consequence to me.
Really? If you have so much time on your hands, then why did you only go to Chaoying Village for half a day?
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan, rather than the time at my disposal on any given day. Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my trip to Chaoying Village.
You give Neuvillette a quick summary of everything that happened that day.
Thank you for informing me.
So, did you deliver the gifts?
Yes, they have been safely delivered.
I have to hand it to Clorant.
I love these two.
Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and mighty Udex at her beck and call.
I was just passing through. It was merely an act of convenience.
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on behalf of the staff of the Fortress of Meripede.
Little sarcastic thing.
A verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a formality really necessary for a small matter such as this?
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll start accusing me of taking bribes.
They totally did the buy 10 boxes half off, didn't they?
Ah, about that. Much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's so sweet!
Oh? Why? What happened?
He bought 10 boxes half off.
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Ah, that explains it then. Well, go ahead and leave them to me. I'll get through this stash as fast as I can.
Yo, those marketing ploys, they get the old people, you know? They get that older generation. They just get them. They get them real good.
You have my thanks.
My parents are suckers. Absolute suckers for deals. Like, my dad will proudly show off that he got, like, 5 shirts for 3, you know? Like, I'm like, do you really need 5 different patterns or different colors of the exact same design of shirt? Yes. Because he got 2 of them for free. You know? They're absolute suckers for a good deal.
Oh, there's something else I'd like to give to you.
This is a stone slate, engraved with a symbolic design.
No, not $5 for 3 shirts. 5 shirts for the price of 3. So, like, 2 shirts free. I believe my dad has actually gotten this deal before.
While that is an apt description, it is in actuality a legal codex.
Is this referring to that one scene during the Fontaine quest when they were joking about giving Wriothesley a legal codex as his form of winning a bet?
A legal codex, huh?
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such as this. The law was no different.
I'm right! I can't believe it!
Okay.
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness and impartiality of judiciousness. As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a traditional legal codex and engraved with a symbol instead of text. During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the ceramic arts. So I decided to have a go.
He made it?
We joked with Clarence some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So, here you go.
Oh my god. That is so adorable. This is exactly the type of thing John would do. 100%, this is exactly the type of thing John would do. Do you know that John gives me handmade gifts? He painted this for me at one of his work events. He's made other things for me too, but they're not in this room. Oh my gosh.
Ah, so that's what this is about.
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any case, I hope this can be considered as a reasonable attempt to join in on the banter.
That is so cute.
It is a very good attempt.
I would say that John is not as awkward, though. He's definitely not as awkward.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor centers around the law. That's an impressive level of commitment.
Aww, character development.
A gift of this significance deserves to be put on display, and I know just the place. Front and center in the fortress's showroom.
That's so cute.
Surely there's no need for such a grand gesture.
Just kidding. I don't have anything like a showroom. But we do have a storage room. We can put it next to all the mechanical parts Sijuin has collected.
That sounds good to me.
That was so
That's
cute.
what you were doing in Chaoying Village.
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, I also took the opportunity to taste the local spring water.
Of course, you little nerd.
The aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. It stands to reason that the long-distance transport has a tendency to imbue the water with extraneous emotion.
Oh.
If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source. Perhaps I should organize some time off to do the same elsewhere.
As they say in Leah, a balance between work and play is sure to keep your troubles at bay.
Then we are of the same mind. It appears my desire is justified.
If you say so, but you know you don't have to justify a vacation, right? You can just take one. After all, you're hardly bereft of time. You can do whatever you want.
Karina Betker did a fantastic job with that delivery.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity, but rather a lack of inspiration. However, after reading a few articles about Liyue's holiday traditions, the idea popped into my head and made itself quite at home. Seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided to depart at once.
How was it?
Refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a few other spontaneous decisions as well. Take, for example, my foray into ceramics. At first, soil from the ground is granular and unforgiving, but add the right amount of water, and it becomes soft, moldable, and able to take shape.
Water can take any shape! That is all I hear in my head.
In the past, I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted. But now, I have participated in their very making. This is also something I made today.
Oh, that is so cute. That's insanely adorable. Oh, man. Oh, wow, what a big ladle. Yeah, a lapras, yes.
That's a
He made lapras.
Paimon thought it was supposed to be some long-necked sea creature.
That was indeed one of my inspirations.
I made a lapras. It's amazing. The color also really matches your style.
Really? You like it?
That was Oh, that was such a cute delivery.
To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival, I find myself quite unequipped to give you the welcome you deserve.
No.
Around such an important holiday such as this, human custom would dictate that gifts should be in order. But I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is.
You made it by hand and everything.
That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted.
Then I accept.
You are most welcome. Happy Lantern Rite.
Oh, that reminds me. You pass along the advice for Nivelette's vacation.
Approve a leave of absence request for myself. That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence, something which couldn't be in further violation of protocol.
I know, I didn't expect to be in Fontaine either.
But I suppose I understand her point. My proclivity to refrain from personal outings does in part originate from a sense of responsibility toward my duties. But it is also due to a lack of desire to engage in the human world. But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many interesting places to discover.
I could have told you that. Oh, he gave us lapras lapras ladle.
Lantern Rite marks the start of the new year in Liyue. In the spirit of the season, then, I wish you a year of success as vast and endless as the open ocean.
Aww. Aww. How cute. Okay, let me just check the guide really quick. I'm gonna see if I missed
Melusines are beautiful creatures.
Ah, yes,
They are the
Melusines
pride
are
of
beautiful creatures.
Be sure to befriend them and cause them
No harm. Okay, I think I'm done. I don't think there's a Rite's lead to see, right? Where the heck is the Fortress of Maripede? It's here, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I could try going, but I don't. Oh, it's telling us to go to Chaoying Village now. I guess to end off the quest. But are you in, sir? Nope. Okay. Oh no, this is a different quest entirely. Okay, so I have finished it. Now I just have the mini games, which I will, I think, do on my own. Mostly I wanted to keep this, I wanted to keep this stream relatively, like story-centered. So, mostly because that is more approachable for, a lot of my viewers here, who maybe are more familiar with the Fluty McFluty side of me. But yeah, I think we're done. Thank you so much for joining. I did not expect to cry quite that hard, but I think I have some, you know, that definitely made me realize some things about my own dad, and you know, like, I think I needed to hear that, and I'm glad I did. So thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you for listening to my stories. Thank you for keeping me company. I love you all so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. And if I don't see you in my next Fluty streams, perhaps I shall see you in my next Genshin stream. I will mostly be focusing on story things. I would like to do Ridesley's story quest, and I would also like to do Nouvelette's story quest on stream. I believe Nouvelette's story quest was supposed to happen between the acts in Fontaine, but I didn't quite get to it then. So thank you for joining. Yeah, that's it from me. Good night, sleep tight, and I will see you the next time I see you. All right, guys. Good night. Bye.